Hello and welcome to this edition of Catholic Focus on Capuchin TV, where we bring you stories that matter from the church to the developing stories in the country. My name is Charles Mawaton, and for sign language interpretation is Ken Mwangi. Let's begin with the stories making the headline today. Kakamega County has stepped up in preparedness against the threat of Ebola, with health authorities intensifying surveillance, strengthening containment measures, and enhancing emergency response system amid concerns of possible cross-border transmission from neighboring Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Here is Susan Bulemi with the full report.
The county's preparedness, Deputy Governor Ayub Savula announced that a dedicated quarantine center will be established at Kakamega County Referral Hospital, which has already been equipped with designated wards and beds to handle any suspected Ebola cases.
And we agreed to set up the quarantine centers within the Kakamega County because it's a transit area along Busia, Bungoma to Eldoret. We have centers where we have drivers, truck drivers, who spend their night along those areas, and we are at a high risk of spreading the disease. So as we support Duale in establishing the National Quarantine Center in Nanyuki, supported by the America, also as a county, we are already prepared.
Anthony Ngaira, the Regional Branch Secretary of the Public Health Officers Union, has urged authorities to deploy more health workers and adequate funding to strengthen the capacity of frontline teams.
So we are requesting that if they add 62 officers, that is public health technicians and officers, it will enhance our workforce so that we are able to map up every village, at least 5,000, a population of 5,000, to have at least a public health officer or a technician. So we are ready, prepared, and if we are fully supported through funding so that we are able to get what is required in terms of preparedness, we are capable because when you look at our history, like COVID-19, the first 100 days in Kakamega County, we never had a local case. We can ride on such a protocol to ensure that our populations remain safe.
Meanwhile, Secretary General and Chief Executive Officer Brown Ashira has called for the establishment of more quarantine centers across the country, noting that reliance on limited facilities, such as those currently in Laikipia, is insufficient for effective national preparedness.
And part of the measures to contain an outbreak is establishment of quarantine centers. And we are not saying only one in Laikipia. We need to have quarantine centers all over this country because this country, we cannot afford to expose the Kenyans to Ebola. And we need to begin with the high-risk areas. We need to enhance border surveillance because the border surveillance, we must be able to continue to do screening. We need to continue doing screening, and we're talking about screening all the protocols in regard to international health regulations. 205 must be adhered to. And therefore, we also need to do, we have also agreed that commodity and logistics in terms of PPEs, and the governor has assured us that they have actually provided all the protective equipment to all the healthcare providers who are actually working at our borders and also within our areas.
Reporting for the Catholic Focus Capuchin TV, I'm Susan Bulemi.
Kisii County is making efforts to revive coffee farming, with Governor Simbarati overseeing the distribution of 100,000 free Ruiru 11 coffee seedlings and unveiling plans to supply 500,000 seedlings as part of a broader strategy to boost production, improve livelihoods, and attract investment into the county. Let's take a listen.
Seedlings to our farmers is a promise I gave to the residents of Kisii County, and it has come to fulfillations. Therefore, I'm an happy man this morning, or this afternoon, to see that what I promised my people, it has come to pass. The seeds that we are giving out is really 11, which does very well. I'm told one plant does 5 kgs per season, not per year, per season. Therefore, we are looking forward to improve the lives of our people, to put money into their pockets. I've decided that I'll force my farmers to put money into their pockets. This is what I'm doing with the coffee, avocado, banana value chain, and other many things that I'm doing to my people. It's an exercise that we're going to do. I'm looking forward to see if I can give close to 500,000 seedlings before elections. In the process, I've found an investor who wants to put again a factory for extraction of caffeine at our industrial park. The gentleman has taken a half of the industrial park. He's paying rates to the county. He's investing 1.3 billion in the avocado value chain, as he's looking forward to do his own factory for extraction of caffeine. Caffeine is the one which is used for all energy beverages in the country, in the world. And it will be the second in the world for extraction of caffeine. The gentleman comes from Dubai. They are ready to invest in the country. I think there is a good opportunity in Kisii. And we're asking other investors, if you got a chance, visit us. You'll see what we have as Kisii community. All through the avocado. I'm sure this avocado factory, as he has just arranged about it, it will be the biggest again factory around. Forgetting about the ones in Muranga, this will be a milestone for our people, as it were. Therefore, I'm sure my farmers are happy, and I'm asking them to take care of the plant, do proper preparation. I'm told it's 2 by 2 meter feet to plant, put manure for proper yield.
Concerns are rising in Busia town as residents warn that many people entering Kenya through unofficial footpaths from Uganda are not being screened for Ebola. Despite ongoing government efforts to strengthen border surveillance and prevent the virus from entering the country. Let's get that report in details.
Residents of Busia are expressing worry over gaps in Ebola screening at the Kenya-Uganda border. They say while health officials are actively screening travelers at the main entry point, those using informal routes and footpaths are largely being overlooked.
There is a market day here. You can see vile wamama wanapita na vitu, watu wanapita. Hawa wapimu, wamefocus for certain people. In fact, they look even at the dressing code. When they say you are very smart, wanaona wewe ni kama umetoka mbali. But majority of those people hata boda wenye wanapita tu hapo. Hakuna kupimwa, hakuna hata mtu anakuuliza. People pass from all corners. From here to Malaba, kuna passing points mingi sana zenye watu wanatumia kupita. In fact, a few people ndio wanapita kwa custom. So majority yenye watu yafaa wadeal nao, hawadeal nao. So whatever that government is trying to do, I don't think kama inaleta chochote ya kutusema inatutoa katika hatari ya Ebola. Even this issue of Ebola imekuja ita benefit wengine na itasambaratisha wengine. Wenye watabaki tutaendelea kuishi. Na kama itatusambaratisha pia tutasema ni hivyo. But mimi binafsi maoni yangu, I don't think kama hii mambo ya Ebola ni ya ukweli because hakuna measures zote wameweka.
Na tujapata mikakati yoyote ya kwamba tunafaa tufanye hivi ama tunafaa tufanye hivi. Lakini wametuandikia bana pale kwa boda. Saa zile unaingia unasoma hilo bana ya kwamba unafaa ujikinge na unafaa ukae makini sana. Saa zile unafanya kazi kama sisi ambaye tuna associate na watu tofauti tofauti.
Nikibeba mteja kutoka Uganda, kutoka wapi, na muingiza hapa Kenya kama hajapita kwa mpaka na atapita mlango wa nyuma. Na hizi kando wajeweka mahali pa kupimia watu wa Ebola.
This, they urge, poses a serious public health risk as efforts to prevent the spread of Ebola continue.
Jenge kiwanda kubwa hapa Busia ya kuzuia watu wa Ebola wasiambukizane na watu wengine. Watu wanapita hapa wakienda Nairobi. Wakifika Nairobi wataambukiza na watu wengine. Lakini wakipimia hapa mtu wa Ebola wamzuie hapa Busia.
However, Busia County Public Health Officer Lok Joseph Oprong says the government is intensifying surveillance measures to ensure all entry points, including areas like Lake Victoria, are adequately monitored and all travelers are screened.
So we are working together with Uganda, and I think screening at those porous points that have been identified are started, and we have identified the key areas, especially like in Bunyala, there is like Marenga Beach, Mulukoba Beach and Omena Beach. Those are major crossing points. The same to Samia, Teso North and even Teso South and even Busia here. And there are people we have tasked in the Department of Health who are conducting this. And using the CHPs and the CHARs and the public health officers, I think they are going to be sensitized. And we have mobilized some thermoguns from Malaba and Busia points of entry. And some already have started screening, especially Malaba. They had a meeting yesterday in Kocholia. And even yesterday we concluded a meeting with our Ugandan counterparts, and at Uganda at the poorest points, they're also starting screening using the village health committees.
Reporting for Catholic Focus, I am Oliver Odero.
With nearly 1 million young people entering the job market every year, against only about 300,000 jobs created locally, the government is expanding access to international labor markets to create more employment opportunities for Kenyan youth, according to Labor Principles Secretary Shadrack Mwadime. Let's get that report from Gabriel Mwakoma.
Principal Secretary Shadrack Mwadime has now said that nearly 1 million young Kenyans graduate every year from universities, colleges, technical institutions, and polytechnic. However, he noted that the current economy can only absorb about 300,000 young people through government employment, public service, and the private sector.
Vijana ambao wanatoka shule, wengine ambao wanatoka colleges, university, wale ambao wanatoka polytechnic, wale ambao wanatoka institution yoyote, ni karibu 1,000,000 kila mwaka. Uchumi wetu kwa sasa unaweza tu kuandika vijana 1,300. Na hapa nazungumzia kuhusu zile kazi ambazo zinapatikana kwa serikali, public service, na pia zile kazi ambazo zinapatikana kwa private companies. Sasa 1,300, 1,700 wanaenda wapi?
Mwadime said this leaves nearly 700,000 youths without employment annually, calling for collaboration among political leaders, religious institutions, and government agencies to find lasting solutions.
Kwa hivyo ni jambo ambalo lazima tuliangazie sana, kila mmoja wetu, yoyote ambaye ako na uongozi wa aina yoyote.
He added that the government has expanded access to overseas employment opportunities to help young people secure jobs, become financially independent, and improve their future prospects.
Na ndo kwa maana sisi kama serikali tumeamua wengine waende wafanye kazi huko ng'ambo. Lakini unakubali na mimi Bwana Mwakoma, huwezi kuambia kijana ambaye amehitimu, amemaliza shule, amemaliza college, kwamba kijana subiri wakati uchumi utapanuka tutaweza kukuandika. Wewe unataka uendelee kimaisha. Ni kijana anataka awe na familia yake, aweze kujimudu, anunue gari, aanze kujenga nyumba. Siwezi kuambia kijana subiri tu, hii mambo haya yataleta brain drain. Enda kafanye kazi. Kile hata kama ni miaka 3, 4, 5, zile pesa ambazo unapata urudi nyumbani kama sonko. Kile ambacho sisi serikali lazima tufanye ni kijana huyu anaporudi nyumbani tuhakikishe kwamba mazingira ambayo tumemtengezea ya biashara yake aweze kufaulu.
PS Shadrack Mwadime did not leave without an advice to the youths who are seeking employment.
Wawe na imani, kwa sababu uongozi unajaribu vile unavyoweza. Mimi naweza kusema kama Shadrack Mwangolo Mwadime najaribu sana ili niweze kufungua milango hiyo. Wawe na imani, kama ni biashara wataweza kuanzisha kupitia Nyota, ile msaada ambao tunawapatia watumie hiyo. Kama ni mkopo kutoka kwa Youth Enterprise Fund watumie hiyo. Kile ambacho kinahitajika zaidi ni imani kwamba utaweza kufaulu. Usikufwe moyo useme kwamba hautaweza kufaulu kwa sababu ya jinsi mambo yalivyo. Utaweza kufaulu.
Gabriel Mwakoma, Voi, Taita Taveta.
A former Bungoma County official has blamed parents for the growing cases of student indiscipline in school, saying a breakdown in parental guidance is fueling incidents of arson, vandalism, and other forms of misconduct among learners. Let's get that story.
Wazazi tafadhali, sisi tukiwa na watoto nyumbani, tunawaweka maisha ya chapati, maisha ya kuku, maisha ya freedom, maisha ya raha. Lakini ukipeana watoto kwa principle, unataka wakule kideni. Ndio maana watoto hata wa Alliance leo hii wamechoma shule. Lazima tukubali kwamba maisha yenye tunalea watoto wetu, tuipeleke hiyo maisha by paying fees. Bila kulipa fees, na hii vitu ya ministry kusema shule zifanane fees, haiwezekani. Shule kama Alliance iko na mahitaji yake ya hiyo level.
And that's all we had for you on this edition of Catholic Focus. Thank you for watching. My name is Jas Mavaton, and Ken Mangi was our sign language interpreter. God bless you.
Keep watching Capuchin TV, your staunchly Catholic identity channel.